Okay, in this video, just going to look at how to create a lesson plan using Google Drive, using the templates, and how to create diagrams. The very first thing when you're on our website, CoursePlaces, before you open up the templates, is to make sure that you've logged in to your Google account, which you previously created, download into your templates. So log into your Google Drive account like so. So it's ready. And when you do that, if you just log into the assignments here, you'll see it's called Google Drive Tools and Playing Lessons. Now most of you looked at that, but just in case you haven't. And then you should be able to see on the side here these templates. The ones you need to do the lesson plan after you've done the task progression one would be this one. So you click Use Template like that. It then opens up the template for you to actually use, and at the same time it downloads it into your Google account. And use this one, the diagram one, to draw your layout of the gym and activities you're doing, like that. And these give you the resources that you will need. So note, first of all, on the lesson plan, these are the details up here. You need to complete your names, the teachers, the grades, the teaching, the number of students in the class. By the time you've gone through the plan, come back and list the equipment, go through the plan, and come back here and really think about this question here. You know, what learning do you expect from the conditions you have created? So really it's about the environments we create. There'll be an introductory activity, which usually has some sort of visuals associated to it, a skill concept development that will have big visuals associated with the gym, and then the closure and what you looked to be asking the kids at the end of the lesson to make sure they've actually taken away the learning you've said that you've put in here in caps when you get to that stage. So that's sort of the template. And what I've been doing is I've been creating one here that gives you an idea that I've for a lesson we actually do in class. I'm trying to teach you the idea of 4 R's applied to territory invasion games. You can see here we're starting off with the N-ball game that we've played before. Imagine you're like a grade 6, grade 7 class, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7 class. Here are the things that I'm teaching you about the 4 R's. Here's the actual setup of the gym. So I'm thinking this is how I want to have you playing this game with targets, and there's be 2 of these so it go across the whole gym, but then also I want to do the grid work. This would be the setup I could have as a gym, and then I want to extend it by having you play in this environment, which is basically a 3-on-2 with a coach. And then as the lesson progresses, here's the grid work that image is referring to, and then at the bottom here is the setup for the ending activity I want to create, where I have basically a 7-on-7 with officials from different teams. So how I created that lesson plan is based on my outline here. I actually started to draw how I want the gym to appear using these figures. And what's good, as you've seen in previous videos, is I can use any one of these here, and I can actually just copy them and move them. So I took this red one, for instance. I'd go there, go to the top of the screen and say copy, and then that carries it into whichever setup of the gym I want. And here I go back to edit the top of the screen and go paste. My little red character appears, and I can put them anywhere I like. I can flip them around. I can actually rotate them as well, so they can go different angles. And if I want to, I can go undo, go back the way it was before. And so that gives me, resize it, very lots of flexibility around the characters, and the same works with these sort of pylons. And what's actually really nice is I can also pick up like several of them like that, and I can move them around, and I can also resize them or make them bigger. So that gives me lots of flexibility to build my lesson plans. So if you look at, like, for instance, in the gym, set up like this is what you got for Brayfoot, but in our big gym, we actually have set up it with all these 8 badminton courts. And so I started to design my activities here using my little characters, and I just use a square rectangle here to coordinate that one off using these tools up here. I can bring in shapes For instance, I can take this one and I can put it around here to highlight that. When it goes, it blocks it off, and then I can make it transparent, and then I can use the dotted lines here, put dashes around it to show that's an area that I'm working on. So all those things allow me to build my image of my plan. Now once I've built an image of a plan, for instance here, I'd like to paste in that little red character. And we always go from the top of the screen up here, like that. So I can put in this one and make him sort of my official, like that. Resize him a little bit, so he's smaller. I can do it again, always do the at the top here, paste. You can use, if you want to, there's an alternative way of pasting. Just resize him, and if you use this one, it will actually tell you that the only way to do it is using these. So I can actually do this key, Command V. So if I did Command V, that will also paste in my little red character here, which I'm putting as my officials for the game, like that. Now once I've created my diagram that I want to use, what I can then do is export the image. So the image of the diagrams I've done works quite simply. Just at the top here, I go File, and then I go Download As, and I can use either the PNG or JPEG. I just use PNG most of the time, and it will save that onto my desktop, giving it a name, McKinnon Gym, and then I can open that one up. And so there it is. And in my lesson plan now, I can insert, so that one is slightly different to what I had. So I'm going to adjust my game. So imagine I didn't have this image here. I want to insert it. I just simply go Insert, go to Insert Image. Take the image that I exported from my presentation app, and then that appears inside my lesson plan. Insert, and I can resize that if I want it to fit on a certain space, like that. So now I've got my diagram, and I've got my rules of the game underneath. And notice I've written the rules out, the aim of the game, and then the rules of scoring, stop scoring, start, restart, and in-play rules. And then it's my closure. So then as I type in my lesson, I can actually type in the points I want to make into the columns, just like you would in normal processing. So like that. And I build my lesson plan. And the nice thing about this lesson plan is once I've created it, I can actually share it with anyone else in the group. So any of my group members, I just type their email in there, and I can either allow them to view it, or if I want to give them access to do more, I can allow them to edit it, like that. And then they can actually edit the same document that I'm working on. So that gives you a lot of to edit, and then he'll be able to edit the same lesson plan. So that gives you a way of sharing your planning, building it, and making it very flexible as you learn from the experience of doing it in the school and with your peers. Then you create a resource that everyone in the group can use and adapt. There you go, how to use the lesson plan with presentation and document apps inside your Google Drive. Just to show you that, these are the apps at the top here, and these are the ones we're using, document and presentation, and they're the ones that the templates are created with that you're now learning to use to create your plans that I just showed you in this video.